March 15th, 2024. Datatech Solutions had just landed their biggest client yet, a government contract worth millions. They had the technical capabilities, the talent, and the vision. What they didn't have was documentation. During the mandatory security audit, the government team asked a simple question. Can we see your information security policies? What followed was silence, then panic. No acceptable use policy, no incident response plan, no documented security standards. The contract was immediately suspended. It took 3 months and $200,000 in consulting fees to develop and implement the required policies. By then, their competitor had swooped in and taken the contract. Having strong security policies isn't just about checking boxes. It's about protecting your business, winning contracts, and building trust. Today, we're breaking down the essential policies every organization needs and how to create them effectively. First, let's understand why policies matter. Security policies serve multiple critical functions. They set clear expectations for everyone in your organization. They protect you legally by showing due diligence. They're required for cyber insurance and compliance. They help you respond to incidents consistently. And they demonstrate professionalism to clients and partners. Studies show organizations with well-documented security policies experience 63% fewer breaches and respond to incidents 47% faster. Let's examine essential policy number 1, the acceptable use policy. This is your foundation. It defines how company resources can and can't be used, what constitutes appropriate behavior, personal use guidelines, monitoring and privacy expectations, and consequences of violations. Key elements must include clear scope and purpose, specific examples of prohibited activities, employee acknowledgement requirement, and regular review and updates. Essential policy number 2, password and authentication policy. Modern authentication policies should address password complexity requirements, multi-factor authentication rules, password change frequency, password manager usage, biometric authentication standards, and emergency access procedures. Remember, make it practical. The strongest policy is useless if people can't follow it. Essential policy number 3, data classification and handling. Your data classification policy should define sensitivity levels, from public to restricted. Specify handling requirements for each level, include data retention periods, detail destruction requirements, and address remote work scenarios. Essential policy number 4, incident response policy. This critical policy outlines incident definitions and severity levels, response team roles and responsibilities, communication procedures, documentation requirements, recovery and post-incident analysis, and legal and regulatory obligations. Essential policy number 5, remote work security policy. Modern remote work policies must cover approved devices and software, home network security requirements, VPN usage rules, video conferencing security, physical security of company assets, and data backup requirements. Now let's talk about creating effective policies. Follow these steps to create policies that work. Start with standards like NIST or ISO 27001. Customize for your organization's needs. Get stakeholder input early. Use clear, actionable language. Include specific examples. Define consequences. Plan for regular reviews. Create supporting procedures. For successful implementation, follow these key steps. Get executive sponsorship. Phase policies in gradually. Provide training and support. Use policy management software. Monitor compliance. Gather feedback and adjust, and celebrate successes. Now here's your action plan. First, audit existing policies. Second, identify critical gaps. Third, create a policy development timeline. Fourth, assign policy owners. Fifth, schedule stakeholder meetings. Sixth, plan your training program. And finally, set review dates. Remember Datatech Solutions? They eventually won an even bigger contract because they learned from their mistake and built a robust policy framework. Don't wait for an audit or incident to expose your policy gaps. Start building your security policy foundation today. Subscribe for detailed guides on each policy, including templates and implementation strategies.